Hey, Coach. First, your 20-point win today, I was just like, what stood out for you in your team's performance today?
Our effort, and I thought we were physical, right? And physicality really shows up in the category of rebounds. We didn't do a good job the first time we played this team rebounding the basketball, so we was giving them second and third chance attempts. Tonight we beat them on the boards 45-22. So anytime you do that, you're going to give yourself a great chance to win the basketball game. We got to do a better job of finishing in the manner in which I want them to finish. They're young men, so they get careless and they get a cushion. And, a lot of times when we're up, the other team is behind, so they get a little more aggressive and, they might foul or do some things a little more aggressively. And we got to meet that aggressiveness with aggressiveness. And that's on me. That's on coaching. We'll get better at that. But, overall, good team win. I thought Fred Cleveland came in and gave us some solid minutes on the bench, and he's more than capable of doing that. I thought Justin played phenomenal, not with necessarily his point output. What we've been on him about is just playing basketball. Be a good basketball player, right? And it's difficult in this social media day and age. Everyone cares about scoring and getting their retweets and likes and smiley faces and DMs from the girls, and it's a different type of pressure. But I told all of them, if you're in school and you're a good student in math, but you're not a good student in science and social studies, if I'm an A student in math and I got an F in science, an F in social studies, and an F in English, that don't mean I'm a good student. That just means I'm good at math. So the same thing with basketball. If you're good at scoring, that don't mean you're a good basketball player. It just means you're just good at scoring. I wanted him to be the good basketball player that he's capable of being, because that helps us and impacts winning. Over the last 2 games he's made a conscious effort to do that, and I'm extremely proud of him. And as a result, the ball finds positive energy. Brendan Medley-Bacon, you see the inside presence that he presents. He has some humongous blocks. And sometimes he just blocks people mentally, right? They see the block shots that he's had, so they're like, man, I'm not going in there to do that. I got to get him to play a full 40 minutes. He's a big, wonderful kid. But for 2 hours, I don't need him to be wonderful. I need him to be, a jerk, right? and he's such a nice guy. He's fouling people and helping them up. And I'm like, man, it's like, good gracious, nobody helps us up. The guy's okay. So he's a good kid, got such a good heart. So I'm just trying to instill some killer instinct in all of the guys, and I thought they responded well tonight.
You talked about being physical on the inside, defensively, but offensively you guys attacked a lot in the paint tonight. Was that a focus coming into tonight's game?
Yeah, we're playing. And that was on me. It's on coaching, man. Like, we've been playing too much side-to-side East-West basketball. If we got 7-footers and 6'8" guys in the paint, we're going to utilize that and throw them the basketball and see what happens. So if we get a turnover, let's make sure we get a turnover throwing it inside as opposed to left or right. So we wanted to impose our will. And, the one thing I wrote on the board is our physicality. That's going to be the question. And that's going to be, obvious by our paint touches and our paint receptions, and also our rebounding effort in the paint.
Moving to Monday, Coppin State, good opponent, but they've had their struggles this season. What are you guys really looking forward to your team out from that game?
They're so dangerous, man. Like, every team presents a different matchup, and they're going to shoot 45 3-pointers. And, sometimes they make them, sometimes they don't. I'm just hoping they don't make them. And, they have arguably the best guard in the league that many consider an point guard with Sessom. So, he's able. I think he was 4th or 5th in the country in scoring. So we got to go back and, digest this for 24 hours. And then at 10 o'clock, we right back in here game planning for Coppin.
This time of the year, Coach, teams are taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back, it seems like. How is it going for the Eagles right now?
I think we're moving forward. Man, I haven't even really coached these guys this year because we've had so many personal tragedies within our team. And we haven't been open about it. But if I told you, you'd be like, oh, my goodness. Like, I'm just amazed that 4 or 5 of these guys are just here, right? And when I say tragedies, it's tragedies. And I don't know if I could have recovered from some of the things that they're going through. So we're just trying to love on them. right? And it's a newfound approach for me because, my thing is accountability and I demand greatness from you. But now I got to do it in a loving way, kind of the way that my mother and grandmother did it. So it's challenging for me. But it hasn't really been about basketball thus far. It's been about life and just being there for them and supporting them through the adverse situations that those 4 young men have encountered. It's family tragedies, man, and I wouldn't wish that on anyone. And we're there to support them and love them through this, and winning kind of helps it feel better. We want them to dedicate it to some of the loved ones that they have lost, and they're coming in here, and I just admire them so much by just trying to forget about what's going on externally and focus on what they have to do and pay homage to their loved ones during that 2 hours we're on the floor.
And Coach, you talk about your team overcoming adversity. Today, a few of your key players were in foul trouble, and the guys were able to stay focused and able to correct on a 3-game losing streak to return to 500. So how badly did you guys want this one?
I want them all. Like I've been open about my therapy sessions, and my therapist asked, like, LeVelle, what makes you happy? And no one really asked me that, and I just laid on her couch and I said, winning. Like, that's what makes me happy. Like, that's what makes me happy. I just wish they get to the point where it just makes them happy as well. We knew it wasn't a panic mode. We know what type of team we can be once we put all the pieces together. But we also are well aware of what we're going through, and that kind of hindered us. We never use anything as excuses. But every game that we've lost, we've been up in the second half, double digits, right? So just to fine-tune those things and take care of the basketball more. I don't like the fact that we had 20 turnovers, but, such is life. We got to go back and take care of the basketball a little more. But it's best to kind of go back and decode those things after a victory instead of a loss.
You touched a little bit about Fred. I know Cam came off the bench and gave you guys some good minutes as well. Kind of talk about the bench efforts tonight and kind of how important it is for your bench to stay locked in and to come in and kind of help you guys out, on a moment's notice.
It was really important for them, and it's probably more difficult for those guys at home than it is away. Away is not your mama. You don't know anybody in the crowd. But you come home and, for the last 4 months, you done told a couple of those girls in the crowd that, the Lakers is here to see you and all this, and now you look up and she over there, and then you might have the AKA stepping, and then you might have the Qs stepping, then the alphas, and it's a show, right? It's the HBCU experience, and you can easily get distracted, right? You can be over there looking like this and not paying attention. So I tell them, look, man, don't look up. Don't look up, because if you look up, you're gonna see something that you like, and you're gonna get distracted. Stay focused. Keep your voice on the court, so your voice can beat your body on the floor. So you already have an energy and a presence out there, so you can stay locked in. And some of them are new to the HBCU experience. Some of them are new to the North Carolina Central experience. And it's a 10-40 break on steroids when we're playing a basketball game. I can only imagine what's going on at times, right? And so you got to stay locked in, and I thought they did a good job of doing that, and they really accelerated us and helped us get this W tonight.
Coach Josh here from HBCU Nightly. I saw you pull Justin Wright to the side during the later part of the second half. What was that conversation about, just kind of a little bit of what that conversation was and how you've seen him kind of mature as the season is going on?
It was about leadership. My thing to them is, don't worry about the score. Just play every possession as perfectly as you possibly can. And he did something that I didn't like. He gambled. And the only reason he gambled because we was up 20-something points. And now when he gambled, the next person gambled, and they threw it up and they hit a 3. And it's a life lesson, and it's a teachable moment for him where I'm like, leadership is you huddling those guys up and you echoing the same sentiments that I'm saying, right? And so, those leadership qualities, part of being a leader is being a reflection of your coach. And that's not always going to be popular. You're going to be unpopular at times, but and oftentimes it's not about what you say, it's what you do, right? We've done had every Martin Luther King speech we can have. Like, I'm so tired of talking to him. Now it's just about the action. And I was on him. I'm so demanding of him, all of them, to be better. Him and Eric Boone. Eric Boone got his 4th foul. I don't know what happened. I didn't see what happened, but I blamed him because it's your job to huddle everyone up at that point anyway, right? So if you just take the approach of a leader and say, I'm huddling everyone up, the referee is not going to give you a foul for huddling everyone up, right? He'll give you a foul for saying something. I don't know what was said. I don't know. But, those guys, they're the captains. And, leadership is lonely, right? It's more than just, having a pretty picture on Instagram and the girls liking it, right? No, it's an action, right? A everyday responsibility, and I'm on them both about it. And as they improve, our team will continue to improve.
I feel like it was a good win. I feel like we came out real aggressive. That was kind of what we had in our heads from the jump, like just go out there and step on their neck for real. So that was the mindset, like just go out there and get to it. I feel like we started off good. I started off kind of slow, but then Coach he just told me, like, you feel me, turn it up. So I said I got him, but then I came back and then I did that, and then we finished out with a dub. So I felt good about everything.
Coach been talking a lot about being more physical, being more aggressive. Kind of talk about that, and you guys really attacked the paint. Like, was that an effort, or a focus coming into tonight's game?
I mean, yeah, I definitely kept that in the back of my head. He always told me to just try to insert my presence, like, early on, so they had to play me. And then once they start trying to take me away, that opened up shots for other guys. So that's always a key thing in my mind, just, like, inserting my presence, being dominant, and trying to make them play me and get other guys on my team good shots.
Tonight you finished with 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 blocks. You electrified the crowd with a huge dunk, and I was just wondering, how important is it for you to bring, the presence, not just on offense, but on defense as well?
Really, like, every time we go out there, like, Coach Moton, he tell me, like, play like you the best player on the floor. So that really be my mindset. Like, I feel like I'd be the best person out there. Like, I feel like I can affect the game. Like, so I just go out there and try to make plays, honestly. Like, I don't even think about it. It just happened.
Kind of walk us through that fast break where you got that dunk.
That's what I'm saying. I really thought when I was running, I looked.
You thought he was swinging to the corner.
I thought he was passing to the corner, so when he passed it to me, I caught it, and I looked back, I seen him running, I was like, oh, he's not about to jump. He jumped, put it on his head.
You guys did a great job getting into transition, got a whole bunch of key steals, and getting to the foul strike. What was the plan of attack against this conference rival today?
Really, like I said, be dominant and just jump on them early. Like, we just wanted to get out there and get a good lead. And then once we got the lead, I feel like throughout this season, when we get leads, we kind of let teams come back. So something we working on now is when we get a lead, keep going. Like, don't get complacent. Like, keep going and keep being competitive.
And at this point in the season, you guys just get to 500 now. I was just wondering, are you guys where do you guys rank yourself amongst the MEAC? We know what the standings say, but personally, inside the locker room, where do you guys rank yourself?
Truthfully, like, I feel like everybody on the team can agree to this. Like, a lot of games, I'm not going to say a lot, but some of the games that we lost this year, we definitely slipped up. Like, it was just all on us for real. So we don't never really doubt that. Or we don't never really feel like anybody better than us, honestly. Like, we feel like we're the best team, like, 1 through 16, however many guys we got, we feel like we're the best team in the conference, like, individually. And then as a team, like, we just got some guys. Like, it can be anybody. I say this all the time. It can be anybody's night. Like, we got so many weapons. Like, I could go off for a game. 5 could go off for a game. Chris, anybody. Like, we got guys.
With the quick turnaround on Monday, what are you guys ready to see against Coppin State?
Going to the game, same mindset. Like you said, it's a quick turnaround. So we, of course, we glad we won this game, got them out the way. But tomorrow when we wake up, you feel me? It's a whole nother team we looking at. So, I mean, we don't take nobody light. At the same time, I feel like we the best team, but at the same time, we don't take nobody light. You gotta respect the game always. So, yeah, I feel like we're just gonna come out with that same mindset. That's the mindset for the rest. This second half of the season, just step on everything for real.
10-1 on the home floor. Just talk about what it meant for you guys to continue to keep dominating at home.
This meant a lot. Over this little break we had, this 2-week break of not playing basketball, we've been emphasizing, like, we got to change as a team. We got to become tougher. We got to rebound more, and we got to close out games. Because a lot of the games we've been losing by single digits, like in the game stuff, last 4 minutes. So that's been big for us, just coming in, being prepared, becoming grown men.
And then, I mean, it was still a little bit of a sloppy game, holding on to the ball.
Mm-hmm.
What can you guys do, you specifically being the point guard, to cut down on those turnovers?
Really, like I tell people on the court in the huddles, we just got to slow down and think. I think when the game start getting fast-paced and the crowd get louder, people just start ripping and running. So majority of the time, we just got to slow down and think as a team.
Coach talked about he's been working on you trying to be a better leader. Kind of talk about that journey, that process of becoming a better leader, and how do you think that's going so far?
That process has been hard over this year. I'm not gonna lie. Beginning of the year, it was rough for me. I was having up and down days, but after this little first stretch of conference, it's been getting better. Conference play done molded me, but made me a better man. Them losses I done really went home and sat and thought about them. So like, it's been just making me a better leader overall.
You were aggressive attacking the rim, finished with 25 points. You're also aggressive on the boards with 11 rebounds. Just how do you take this performance and turn it into a better performance on Monday and moving out through the conference play?
Really just don't dwell on my success. Just really, it's over. It's that happened now. Just get prepared for the next game.
You guys have been having a lot of guys come off the bench, whether it be Marquis at times. Fred came off tonight. I know Cam gave out some good minutes, man. To see your teammates come off the bench and keep you guys rolling and stay locked in, man, how big is that for you guys?
That's super big. I'm super proud of our bench. That's been the emphasis on our practice too, that the bench got to give us more. JD, Cam, Fred, Dan, just the whole bench. They just really gave us a lot today, and I'm really proud of them.
As you guys move forward to the end of the season, what do you want to see for your team? Because you know where you guys need to be to compete, postseason time. So from now until then, what do you guys really need to work on to make sure you guys are solid moving forward postseason?
We really need to work on our turnovers, our last 4 minutes of play, finishing halves, and just becoming a grown man, being a team, being together.
And talking to Coach, he kind of harped on, the end of the games, it being a troubling experience for the team. Just what's going on at the end of the game? Once you guys lose?
I just feel like at the end of the games, I really can't tell you, because in practice we do it every day, work on a 4-minute segment in the game. I just think when the game happen and it's like you seeing different people out there rather than your teammates, it just give out a different vibe. But we getting better with it though, so all I can do is congratulate my team.